Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on January the 6th, 2021. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. All right, so in terms of the big news that we have going on, first of all, the big thing today would be the Georgia elections, Senate, and right now the race seems to be close, and we have seen that the stock market went up, so there is a slight favor, actually the polls favor the Republicans slightly. So at this point, if we do see a Republican win, in that case, we are likely to see the stock market go up, because then Biden, or President Biden, won't be able to implement some of the policies in terms of increasing taxes on corporations and some of those policies that would be negative for the businesses or bigger businesses. So that would be negative for the stock market. However, that drop in the stock market may not be a longer term drop. It may just be a short-lived one, because then there will be other democratic policies that will be positive for the stock market, like infrastructure spending and more stimulus that Democrats are likely to provide the stock market and to the overall businesses as well as individuals. So all of that will be positive for the market. So this is why we may see a dip if Republicans win. If Republicans lose. But if Republicans win, we're likely to see a rally, because this would be good for most of the businesses that are listed on the stock market, as they are large businesses, which would mean a smaller tax bill for them, and that's a positive thing. So in terms of news that's coming up here, so we'll find out the results tomorrow morning, and we'll see the stock market performance at that time. So today, though, coming up, actually, I should say on Wednesday, January 6th, we do have PMI numbers out of the Eurozone. So watch out for those PMI numbers. If they come in as expected or better, that will be positive for the Euro. And if they drop here, we could see a drop in Euro. Other than that, we have ADP non-farm employment numbers coming out of the US, and then we have Bank of England Governor Bailey speaking. Plus, we have a Fed here, so FOMC meeting minutes. At this point, not really expecting much of a change in terms of FOMC, because Fed has been asking for support from the government, and with the Democrats coming into the presidency now, we're likely to see more stimulus. So I wouldn't expect much to change in regards to Fed, but they may say that they will continue to provide the support to the markets, which will be positive. All right, so let's go on to charts now. We'll start with our euro dollar here. So today we did see that euro went and retested the high once again. At this point, it is at major resistance level here. And here we are. So price has failed to break through this resistance for a while now, for the last 4 days. And if we see that it goes through, then it could go all the way into the highs here. So we'll have to watch out for that. So right now it is a major resistance, and markets is still waiting the results from Georgia here. So we may, if we get positive, or if we see Democrats win those seats, then we're likely to see euro go up and US dollar go down as a result of that. So then we would look for that breakout to the upside. In that case, the target would be 1.24. But if the Democrats win, I will look for price to come back into the range. Right now, I'm neutral on this. It is right into the resistance. So I'm just going to wait and see which side of this resistance it wants to hold, and then we'll continue. So not going to dive in just yet before we see the results. So neutral bias right now, but we will have our levels on the both sides to watch here. So should it hold below this resistance, the target would be 1.2200. So neutral bias here. Pound dollar here, we do see a pullback in the pound here. And at this point, if we do see positive, or if we see Republicans win the Senate seats, we're likely to see stock market go up and US dollar drop. And as a result, we're likely to see everything go up against the US dollar, which means pound dollar is likely to go up in that regard as well. So right now, again, a neutral bias here. We do have a bullish candle close for the day, but I am expecting volatility around this as well. So neutral here, but if it goes through today's resistance, then we're looking for next target to be 1.3700. But if it holds below today's high, then I'm looking for 1.3530. So this one as well, neutral bias for now. Aussie dollar here, this one has broken through this resistance level. As we can see, it went right through and it is looking bullish right now. So if we zoom out a bit, next target level here is 0.7820. And then above that, we are back into levels that we haven't seen here in quite some time, back in 2018. So bias here is bullish, and next target is 0.7820 and then 0.7850. So bullish bias here for Aussie dollar. New Zealand dollar, this one is well closed above the previous day's highs. So this one's looking bullish as well. And again, if we were to zoom out, here we are. So now that it has broken through here, we are likely to see a further move to the upside here. So bias again is bullish. 0.7300 is the first target. 0.7370 is the second target here for a New Zealand dollar. Dollar CAD here, big drop here as well. So with the Canadian dollar here, this has been influenced by the oil as well, and hence the big drop. So with oil, there was an agreement reached in terms of production cuts with the OPEC countries, and that is positive for oil. And as a result, positive for Canadian dollar, and combination of Canadian dollar being strong because of a strong oil and result of or US dollar being weak, we have seen a drop in here. So we have a bearish engulfing candle. Now the Georgia elections will be will play a role in the US dollar. So all dollar crosses will be impacted by that. But based on technicals alone here, if we don't factor that in for a second, this is looking bearish. We have a nice bearish engulfing candle. So I will look for a bit of a pullback towards 1.2700. And if it holds, looking for a further drop here. First target will be 1.2600 and then 1.2550. So bearish bias here for dollar CAD. All right, let's take a look at our commodities now, starting off with silver here. Silver hasn't really made much progress. We see prices still holding below this resistance level, and it has struggled with this level previously. And today we see that price wasn't able to get through again. So if it holds below here, looking for a move back down, and we may start seeing a range bound move here. So watch out for that. So right now I would say neutral bias here. It still has bullishness in it, so it can go higher. So if it goes through here, then we are back into targeting the highs again. 28.25 will be the next target. So neutral to bullish for now. It hasn't quite turned bearish yet. Still has bullishness, so neutral to bullish bias. Next target would be 28.25. But if it fails to hold above 27.20, we're coming back towards 26.70, and we are likely to see a range bound move here, just like we saw previously. So neutral to bullish here for silver. Gold here, gold did move up the way we were expecting here. It looks bullish here. Next target is 1965. So bullish bias here for gold. Now, we do see that momentum isn't quite the same as it was yesterday, which means there are higher chances of things turning around. So be aware of that. But for now, bias is bullish with caution. Target is 1965. Oil here, oil did a big turnaround, and this was because of the OPEC agreeing on production cuts, and that's a positive thing for oil. So we're seeing oil go up. Next target here would be 51. So bullish bias here for oil. It's holding or it closed above. So I'm looking for a continuation here. Copper here, copper as well went right through the resistance here, looking bullish. And in this case, so this is extremely looking quite bullish here. So as we can see, price consolidated here, and now it's back into the next levels here. So I would say 3.65 would be the next target here for copper, and then 3.66. So bullish bias for copper here. Bitcoin having quite a day here, still looking bullish here. And in this case, we are, next target here would be 35,000. So bullish bias for Bitcoin still. All right, the stock market here, we do see a pullback, but it's only pulled back here. So stock market, especially in the US here, will be impacted by the Senate elections and the results. So if we see a Democrat winning, then we are likely to see the stock market drop. Now, I'm not expecting the whole floor falling off of the stock market. We're likely to see a pullback because then President Biden will be able to pass the policies that they want easier because they will have control of both the houses. Now, if Republicans win, in that case, we are likely to see the stock market go higher because one of the policies that Democrats will be higher taxation, and this will directly impact the companies that are listed on stock exchange. So if the Senate is not in a Democrats' hold, then basically the policies will not get passed. So right now, this is neutral, and we'll just have to see what the results come up, and based on that, stock market, expect volatility in the stock market. So I would say neutral right now. It's still holding at 37.35. That was our pullback level from yesterday. So it hasn't closed above that. And if it fails, then basically we're looking for a drop back down here. So neutral bias for now for S&P 500. But I am going to leave both of these levels here, because if it goes through, we're basically going through the resistance. We're likely to see all-time highs again. So right now, neutral bias for S&P 500. NASDAQ here, NASDAQ is again into our pullback level from yesterday. If it holds below 12,800, then we're likely to see a drop back towards 12,500. But any Republican win is likely to push it into all-time highs again. So watch out for that. So right now, neutral to bearish, target will be 12,500. And same thing for Dow Jones here. We see the pullback into the level that we had marked for pullback yesterday. And at this point, if it holds here, again, we're likely to see a move back down here. And if, again, we see Republicans win, then chances are we are going to see all-time highs again. So neutral bias for Dow Jones here. DAX here, DAX is sideways right now, hasn't really done much. It's trading in a range, rejected the high, so we are likely to see a move back down, but it seems to be going sideways at this point. So this is a neutral as well. We are not really seeing any sort of solid direction or any kind of trending move at this point. But one thing to keep in mind is if it holds here, if it doesn't break through, and the rest of the stock market, so US stock market and the US takes off, this is likely to take off with the US stock markets as well. So right now, neutral bias for DAX as well. FTSE here, looking bullish. As we can see, it hasn't quite broken the high yet. So bullish bias here, 66.80 will be the target. So bullish bias for FTSE. And Nikkei here didn't really do anything or didn't do much. It's just stayed here. So this is, again, all of these markets are into those pullback levels from yesterday. So if it holds here, I'd be looking for a further move to the downside here. So in this case, neutral to bearish bias. First target here is 27,000 and then 26,480. But if the stock market, again, in the US takes off, Nikkei is likely to take off for the US stock markets as well. So a lot of stuff is riding on those Senate seats and the results of the Senate election. So we'll keep an eye on that, and we'll talk about those tomorrow as we get the results. So that's it for today. I would say expect volatility in the market, so please be careful with your trading. So good luck, and then I'll be back again tomorrow. Bye for now.